this brings back a lot of memories. I haven't heard this song in a long time. 30 years ago, a top 40 extra on my fantasy playlist. Well, actually, I added this song on the week of June the 11th, 1984. I'm pretty sure, reasonably sure, I would add this song to my fantasy playlist. A very introspective, wistful record. Genesis, taking it all so hard. Genesis, they go back. They go back to the late 60s. Formed back in 1968, around 1968. It was Jonathan King, a producer, the guy who did Everybody Goes to the Moon. Does anybody remember that song way back in the fall of 1965? He was a big producer and a singer in England in the 60s and 70s. He came up with the name Genesis. Peter Gabriel was the original lead singer of Genesis. They were basically sort of a progressive art rock group, laying down the template for groups like Kansas later on. But then Peter Gabriel left the group in 1975, and the group, it took about 18 months or so for the group to adjust and get themselves a new singer, and they got the drummer, Phil Collins, to be the lead singer of Genesis. He became the lead singer about 1977, but you're not going to believe this. Phil Collins was not the first choice to be lead singer. They auditioned 400 singers. 400. Before they settled on Phil Collins. It did pay off. Their first American hit, Follow You and Follow Me, in the summer of 1978, and then 2 summers later, Misunderstanding, No Reply at All, in the fall of 1981, got loads of airplay, although the song only went up to number 29. Abacab and Man on the Corner, some other hits by Genesis. A lot of these songs were eclectic sounding records. Some weirdness to it, but smoothed out for pop radio. Smoothed out, pop confection, made for radio. One of the most eclectic singles that Genesis came out back in the early 80s was Mama. Ooh, man, that was a powerful song from the fall of 1983, and that was from the album Genesis, which yielded one of their big hits, that song. That was in early 84, and then Illegal Alien in the spring of 84. Do you remember Illegal Alien? I remember watching the video to it on Night Tracks. And then Taking It All Too Hard came after that in the summer of 1984, but unfortunately it's a lost 45. It made it to number 50 on Billboard's Hot 100. That is it. Here is Genesis, a top 40 extra, an ad on my fantasy playlist, June the 11th, 1984.